Chromebooks, you mentioned the CX5601. That review will be out by the time you're listening to this, so we'll make sure to link it. Just not a great Chromebook.
No, I poo-pooed on it pretty good. And I don't do that too often, but they sent it to us, and
I mean, you got to review it, and at the end of the day, like, we need to let people know if it's not a great device.
Yeah, if it's a device that's just not available anywhere, and you can't ever find, and it's bad,
there's no point in.
I send them back and just like, this is not doing either of us a favor. Like, what am I going to review a thing that you can't buy? Like, that's silly. Like, that's not helpful for anybody. Yeah. So we skipped those. I've had some of those where we've just said, no, this is probably not a good idea. Yeah. So,
or they're like $2,000 enterprise devices that people just aren't going to buy or can't buy.
We can review it, but it's like, just like we don't review every single education.
It's funny, the perspective, though, because like I used the 5601 for a little while. Because is it Core i5?
It's an i3.
But it's 12th gen, right?
12th gen i3, 8128.
Yeah, I mean, I used it for a little bit, but I stayed docked all the time. Right. So to me, I'm like, oh, this Chromebook's fine. That Chromebook's fine. This Chromebook's fine. I don't look at the screen. I don't mess with the keyboard.
Trackpad.
I don't do any
and that's
of that.
why I do my setup, so it forces me to do those things, because I'd like to not do that too. But I like to just operate from Chromebox.
With the wireless charging.
New
ASUS does have that.
Yep.
That'll be dope.
That'll be really cool.
And I'll get to review that. I can review it, and then I can use it for like a week and actually do that for a little bit.
That'd be dope.
And then go back to reviewing Chromebooks.
Yeah. But
I want one for the house for sure.
The 5601, it just feels it's similar to their gaming Chromebook. It was a similar type thing where
their first gaming Chromebook.
Yeah. The new one coming out. Can't wait for it. Awesome looking. It should.
We need to buy one if they're not going to send it to us.
Remind me when we get off here. I'll send our contact and see when their review window's up, because they seem to be like, we'll get these things out quick.
Yeah.
So they get. ASUS has a lot going on.
Yeah. I made a note.
And so ASUS feels like a very TikTok company. Like, we get a great Chromebook from them, and then we get some lousy Chromebooks from them, and then we get a great Chromebook, and then we get lousy Chromebooks again. And so like these last two reviews or videos we've done of ASUS Chromebooks feel like whatever the bad one is.
The talk.
It's a talk bad.
We're going to say the talk is bad.
Talk is bad. We're going to get a shirt made with that. Talk is bad.
Be the tick.
Be the tick.
Be the tick.
Talk is bad.
I guess maybe, I don't know. Yeah, because these feel like rehashed, so it would be talk. Like tick would be the new thing. Mm-hmm. And so think to ASUS C434. Good stuff. 436 comes out. What followed that was the CX9, CX5400.
Well, they had the 536.
CX5, what's that?
There was a 536 also. Which one was that?
That's the CX5.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
For whatever it is.
5501.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the one's white on the outside, black on the inside.
Sweet.
Everybody liked it.
Great device.
Except for the screen. The screen was silly that they put that in there. But they followed that up quietly with the 5400, which is still, I think, one of the best Chromebooks you can purchase right now. It's still fantastic. And so those three devices in 2021 all came out, and it was like, cool, ASUS is back. I mean, we did a whole video on it. Like, ASUS got their mojo back. They're back. And then here comes early 2022, and here's this gaming Chromebook. Crap.
That we don't know why we made it.
Like, this is an absolute regurgitation Chromebook. It was not good. The C5601 is what they announced last year at CES. It took forever to show up, and then it's been just really weird to get a hold of. And so when it came in, there was a lot of other stuff going on, so it kind of got pushed to the back. So we finally got it just so that we'd get the review out. And I think it was important to do the review because this looks like the CX5. It looks like their gaming Chromebook.
You're like, this is just the bigger version.
It's basically, bigger, a little bit better speakers, maybe a better screen, and better room for blah, blah, blah. No.
False.
Just none of that, actually. All of those assumptions.
The screen feels really cheap, I know.
Yeah, the screen's 1080p at 16 inches.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Very warm.
Like, even 15.6 inches, you probably should start thinking about Quad HD the minute it goes above that measure. Quad HD is very much called for. Like, from a normal distance, you can pick out pixels all over the screen. Like, so 1080p doesn't need to be stretched to 16
They
inches.
there should really be standard resolutions for each screen size.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
16-inch, 1080.
It's like when they take the 1366, 768 and stretch them out to a 14-inch device.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yep, that's
it. Looks bad
11.6 is the
right.
cutoff.
It looks bad on an 11.6-inch screen.
Yeah.
Like when you stretch everything out, everything's big on the screen anyway. Like it's just weird looking.
Yeah, if you've never worked on a larger device with a 1366, oof.
Avoid that.
Yeah.
They're terrible. So like the screen is that, the resolution was not great. It's only 250 nits of brightness, so it struggles in many lighting environments. And then like Joe said, the warmth of this display was to the point where I was looking in the settings to make sure my night mode wasn't turned on by accident.
You can
Like,
see it in the
it's so
thumbnail. You
yellow.
can see it in a lot of the B-roll.
Yeah, it looks like
a bad
it
panel.
looks like a screen that has like some burnout on it,
Yeah.
or like your Spigen case that's 6 months old. It's that
Yeah.
yellow. It's
Looks like it's been smoking.
It's not. That's what.
What do you
it's
want
not-
to
it's
get
not like,
some docs done?
It's got a little yellow. No, it looks like a 20-year nicotine stain. Is what it looks like.
I'm like, where did y'all find this
Yeah,
panel?
what
They
is-
went to
what
like
is
the
this?
back of the storage warehouse. They're like, what's that?
They were
Is that a 16?
they were
Yeah,
like-
bring them out.
Developers like, what color profile do you want on this monitor? Marlboro. Yeah, it's perfect.
Marge.
You going Winston? No, Marlboro.
Marge is sitting there. I got a panel for you.
Come back here. It's got a little yellowing on it.
This 16-inch back here is gonna do you just fine, ASUS.
So yeah, panel no good. Short story.
I mean, that sums it up. If you want to,
so
yeah.
then you come down. The keyboard is good. Like it's got the same keyframe as the CX5, the CM5, and
Yeah.
the
This-
gaming,
this newer-
the Vibe CX. It's the same keyframe. So if you liked any of those, it feels like the CX9 too. Like it's pretty clicky, but I enjoy typing on it. It's backlit, great. The number pad, it's got a huge keyboard deck. And the number pad
like
is still squished. So what that tells me, again, is they took the keyframe from because the CX5 has a number pad, and it's squished because it's a 15.6-inch device.
Same
That's
thing.
understandable. This is a 16-inch device. You have extra room. Put it full size. If you're going to put a number pad on it,
They were like, no,
put
no,
it
no.
full size. Nope,
Why
we
would
got
we do
these.
that? We got these laying around.
Just cut those keys out and put that in there. So again, regurgitated and kind of like, ugh. And the speakers are really good. So it's got a speaker grill across the hinge, and then the two underneath. They do sound great. They really do sound great. But so do the CX5 and the CM5 and the CX Vibe gaming whatever. They all have the same speaker in them. The ones up top, I don't feel like added much to the equation.
Ones on the side are nice.
And again, it's a much bigger chassis. You got more room. Why not make it like exceptionally good instead of, again, I feel like you found the parts and went, we have some of those. Put those in here.
do two really tightly tuned 4-watt speakers instead of whatever that is.
Yeah. And again, it's good. So I don't want to be like, oh, the speakers are terrible.
Could have
Good.
done
But
better.
they're just the same as everything they've done before. And so once again, instead of taking advantage of the extra space and real estate, it just kind of took some old pieces they had and put them in. The internals are fine. Core i 12th gen Core i3, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, so it moves nice and fast. There's no we don't have to talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
It's a 12th gen processor and it's a Core i anything. It's fast. It's not going to have Iris Xe. You're not going to get Steam gaming, and it's going to be a little slower on stuff like
Steam's open to
LumaFusion.
i3 now.
Yeah, well,
But-
you won't be able to play the higher end
Yeah,
games because the GPU is definitely a step back. LumaFusion probably will take longer to render.
Yep.
And we've got a couple videos we need to do about LumaFusion.
Mm-hmm.
One, we edited this video on a Chromebook. That's number one. But then secondly, like I think we
Side
could do,
by side.
yeah, here's a Core i3 12th gen, here's a Core i5 with Iris Xe and
Two identical projects.
run the same thing, click it and see what the
Yep.
times are
Yep.
and be able to show that. Because I think that's a really, really clear, hey, here's why you want Iris Xe graphics and if you can get them. So whatever. That's not a huge ding against it. But it's just big and heavy. I mean, it was like 4.75 pounds, I think, pushing 5 pounds. And a Chromebook of the exact same size,
hefty.
the Acer, I'm sorry, the gaming, the GE Chromebook, is under 4 pounds, right? If I'm correct. I think it's like 3.8 pounds.
Yeah,
It's lighter.
3.7, 3.8.
Way lighter, like a full pound lighter, and you can tell it. Like
Yeah.
when you start picking up a big 16-inch device, like the weight distribution matters a little
Right.
more because it's just physics. It's farther away from your hand, so there's a leverage point, all that kind of stuff. So like you feel the weight even more than you would in a smaller device, and you feel it in this thing, man. It just feels like a slab that's meant to hurt somebody, and I don't know.
Yeah, it could be used as a murder weapon.
Yeah, if you want. It's convertible. If you're going to do that, I don't know. I feel like you might be a sociopath or a psychopath.
I don't know any use
if you
case
use that type of device as a
display
tablet.
mode, maybe.
Yeah,
Doing
flipping
a
it that way
presentation.
and doing some gaming, maybe I
Yeah.
could see that. But like going full tablet with that, like
No way.
Yeah.
maybe you're like a masochist.
You're showing somebody something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Or a contrarian.
It's just there for. I feel like it's just there to say that it can do it.
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
what it's there.
And
for.
I feel like a
it
lot of
flips.
flips. And it's funny because back in the day, before we had very many convertible Chromebooks, we were
Oh, it's a huge deal.
we want more. But
Yeah. Now it's like this. This could have
15,
been a clamshell.
16-inch devices, they don't need.
They
to
don't
be
need
flips.
that. Like there's never a time with that Acer.
There's too many good convertible
wish this could-
14-inch and 13-inch
Yeah.
devices out on the market. We
Yeah.
don't
Just
need it.
not great. So yeah, there you go. It's got some decent ports.
Yeah.
The pin input was great. We talked about that.
Pen
Like
was-
we did mess with the Pinoval on it. I mean, it was,
Buttery.
but honestly, most of that's due to the processor.
Processor 12.
I think whatever the web APIs are, I feel like they work better with Intel stuff right now, and that's
Yeah.
just Chromebooks in general. It's got a deeper code base that has been written for Intel's stuff than any other processor at this point, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah. What's
but
the price
yeah.
point?
$699 is the MSRP. I'm pretty sure.
99, 670, yeah, somewhere.
I think it's $699.
Yeah.
It's on sale and stuff, and that's why I said at the end of it, like at that price, there's
Yeah.
no way I could recommend this
You
device.
buy the 714 for $729
You buy
retail, and it's
most
100
other Chromebooks.
Yeah, it's $150 off right now. You get
or any of the gaming
HP, you can
Chromebooks,
get
the
anything.
Lenovo. Like there's a bunch of stuff you can
If
get.
you need
This-
a bigger device. Yeah.
This is not the one I would recommend
Yeah.
getting. I think in the review I just said something to the akin to
Unless
if you're
you-
a huge ASUS fan or what would the
You
other
need a
thing be?
16-inch.
Well, there's
You
other-
have to get a 16-inch
16-inch
ASUS
convertible for something.
Convertible.
That
This
would
is
be the
your
only
device.
reason. all three of you out there,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
So it's on Best Buy and all that kind of stuff. But I'll put a button in there for
Yeah.
people that want to buy it if
Sure.
they want to.
Sure.
I don't recommend it. There's too many other great Chromebooks.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's move on to a
I might
device.
put another button under it. Buy the ASUS at Best Buy, and then put another button. Shop any other Chromebook. Maybe I'll say all other.
Here's 5 other
like
any
better
other.
ASUS 5601. Also, here's a potato.
Now, to their defense, like that's the talk, right? So we're coming back to
Where
a
the
tick.
tick
Like
is on the way.
yes, and so we talked about it at CES, and we've talked about it on here already. But that new gaming Chromebook, the Vibe CX34,
34.
it looks fun.
And the CM14 looked dope. That entry
little
level device.
super duper thin.
Yeah,
like
that.
yeah, it's fun.
So they're gonna put out some good devices. It's
Yep.
just this one missed, and
The
that's
last-
part of it.
Yeah.
Wish that they wouldn't have
Yeah,
shipped
they
that.
aren't the only OEM putting out
Yeah.
turds.
yeah,
There
and,
are others.
and I'm telling you what happened.
This is one that's available, and people might be considering buying it.
Yeah.
So we need to review it.
And it looks
so-
great in photos and stuff. Like on a Best Buy listing, like you look at it, it's all black and it's like
Ooh, yeah.
just sleek looking. It's like, ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, and ASUS's website, like their marketing people are awesome.
yeah,
their
it's great.
their stuff always looks amazing.
They know how to make their stuff look
Yeah.
real good.
Yeah. So yeah, there you have it. Don't recommend it. There's other ones that you should check out. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this clip of the Chromecast podcast. If you want to see the full episode, it's linked down below. This was just a snippet. But if you like this content, give us a thumbs up, go down there, click subscribe, and make sure to ring the notification bell. Ding, ding, ding. So that you
I like
get an
that
alert.
This has become the bell.
Ding, ding, ding. It's holiday bells. It's holiday bells.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. But do that so that way you get an alert when we put out a clip. Just
clip.
like this one. A new clip, just like this one. But that's it for this one. We'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.